Hey, this is later in the week, so I'm going to try to remember as much as I can from your lesson. First things first, the triad group string group 2, which is 4, 3, and 2, you have your A form that you know well, and you have the F form, which you know well. These are both A chords. But the third version of that would go 3, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. So this is A10, and this is an A major. So you want to learn how to make that A minor. For starters, we want to absorb this triad. Now I'm going to put it on E. E major, E minor, E major. Okay. Now we're going to subject it to the moving fifth, the escape fifth going up. So E major, augmented, sixth, dominant seventh. So there's an E7. Now you can do the same thing on minor, and you have the Rigby trick in reverse. So it's E minor, sharp 5, E minor 6, E minor 7. What I did in the video was, all the lonely people, where do they all come from? Now, we took that, and you can repeat that in A, as a springboard to look at a slightly different voicing of that. So if you start on E5, and you add the fifth above it, which is B, now you have a perfect fifth, no third. Add the seventh D, now you have an E7 chord with no third. So it's not a dominant 7 or a minor 7, it's just a fifth, a seventh, a root, and a fifth. This is a very spooky voicing, but it's beautiful. And it's another way you can descend a fifth. It's just that it's very non-committal. It doesn't tell you whether it's major or minor. Repeat that in A. Now you're in the position to play Strawberry Fields Forever, which starts at the end of that run, and it goes... ends on this little A augmented voicing here, which should feel like an A minor. Otherwise, you chose the wrong finger. Okay, so that's the main riff. And what's really happening there, if you had to chart it, which I did, was like an A to an A7 to an A6 to an A augmented. And I showed you how you could do that really cool on an open A chord, because the fifth is on the D string, so augmented is there, 6 is there, and 7th is there. So it's picture yourself on a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls and you answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Follow the chord chart from there, and it goes and goes, but it's very fun. But this riff is great, and that open chord voicing is interesting. And then we talked about Starman a little bit. And Starman had some cool features. At the beginning, it has a B flat over A, which is very dissonant. To an F major 7, just make sure the first string is open. And then it gets very bar chordy. So it has some blues elements, a 1 to flat 3 to 4, after this very kind of like modal almost quality starting on the 2 chord. And then there's that little break. And then the chorus is very much a straight downstroke thing. Waiting in the sky with the A minor over G. Curious here, they do the 4 minor 4. This is a nice move that I want you to learn. The 1 to 6 using a C form, so that's a D7 C form, then do a G minor, which is 2, and then the 5 is a C form. And the reason is because this is like a classic jazz turnaround that you can use in any key you want. So let's try it in G. With a little practice, it feels very nice and it flows. Try this in different keys, but it's let the children use it. Let the children lose it. Let all the children boogie. And then it's just a kind of a blues vamp. And I feel like there's a couple other things that we covered. But but I don't remember what they were. So if there's something important I've missed, please shoot me a text. See ya.